Welcome, this is G with Allastrology, and today, this moment, I have been looking at the chart of an individual whose birth date is June 22nd, 1949. And I don't have an exact birth time. I'm just going to give you the identity because this is not someone who submitted their chart, but I think it's relevant to the time. And I am curious about this individual. This is a well-known individual, and the person is Elizabeth Warren. Oh my God, the cat moved and just, she laid on the pad. Okay, hold on, I lost all my data. Here we go. Sorry about that. So I plan on taking and looking at the charts of sincere candidates who we think are really going to have a serious go at it. And I think Elizabeth is going to be one of those individuals who, because I don't like to be political, I try to keep a spiritual angle, especially in terms of this, but I think it's relevant right now. I think it's relevant. So all I have is I don't have the birth time, which means that I don't have the exact location in terms of where these things occur in what bucket. But we can still get a taste for who the individual appears to be. And by looking at the energetic blueprint of the energy, tells us whether, well, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing here, and then you decide for yourself, okay? So the first thing that my eye was drawn to, I wish I could do this like this, so I'm not completely staring that way. Hold on, 1 second, I'm sorry. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, so the first thing I see is that there is a ferociousness in whether it's communication, it's in appearance. There is very strong fire. And so automatically with this kind of, and it's the Leo fire on top of all that. It's the fire, which is interesting because depending upon where this is in her chart, I'm not sure exactly because I don't have the birth time. So we don't know if this is in communications, right? If it's in her third house. I don't know if it's in her first house, her appearance, like just how she appears to be. I don't know if it's up there in the world stage, how people perceive her, how groups perceive her. So, or if it's just in her home. So I don't have that information in front of me, but seeing that there is a very powerful, the planet of power, Pluto, is in Leo in her chart, which means that there's going to be transformational fire. That's just what that means on a deep level. And typically, like I said, depending upon where it's located, it could be through communication. One thing I do want to mention that I also noticed in fire, which is fascinating, is there is a point of leadership. She has come into this lifetime. It is her, why do they not? Okay, it's a little awkward for me because this is based on another system. But anyway, the area of leadership, of taking charge, of basically being the Marine, being the first one out to do something, she came into this lifetime to do that. And again, I'm not sure if it's on the grand world stage because I don't know what house this falls in, but it's fire. And so it trines up with that other fire, meaning they're working together, they're actually communicating together really well. What I do know is that in the area of her communications, because even though I don't have, I don't want to have to do a lot of editing. So the way that she communicates is going to be very fiery. I actually do see that here also now. I didn't see that before. Because it's communications, it's how I think, It's siblings, it's media of all kinds, social media, internet, right? Whether it's newspaper, magazines, media, radio, media of all kinds, television, whatever it is, movies, media of all kinds. She's very aggressive, very assertive. Communication is a really big deal to her, so that's a bonus, I think, for someone who's going to be a leader. We want to know if it's honesty, though, right? Like, because anybody can be an actor or actress, and on that point, I do want to mention, you can find that in a person's chart in their energetic map here, their life map, and she does not have that from what I can see. What I do see is that in relating to people on one-on-one relationships, there's two extremes. It is for everybody, but specifically for her, she may have a tendency to not be able to see herself clearly in relating with others, which is fascinating because she might not be able to see how she's coming off ferocious. Now, on the flip side of that same energy, she will have the ability, if it's expressed at its highest level, when it comes to significant one-on-one relationships, and this also means the world stage, okay? She has the energy of a person who can be the savior. I hate saying that because we're talking about a presidential candidate. But on its highest level, we have a person who has the capacity, the inclination, the potential is there. Let me see what else I see. Okay. In matters of home, in matters of females, okay, in matters of domesticity, things about the household, pregnancy, all female stuff, inner emotional world, psychology, like the Cancer time, this eclipse and all this talk we've been doing about creating, procreating, the creating energy, women's rights. So in matters of the home, in matters of mother, in matters of family, the planet Venus is there, which means these issues she truly loves. She's truly sincerely about, my word, right? She's sincerely about these matters. And I'm looking at other things. She's seen as coming across as being ferocious in that way. But what I do want to also mention here is that when it comes to the value equated with that, equated with the female, equated with the home, it's an emotional satisfaction twofold for her. Not just onefold, but twofold, because she can also connect to it, not just the emotions, not just how a mother can be supportive of her family in a way that only a mother can be, but also in a material way, in a financial way. So for her, she is passionate. I can say this very clearly by what I'm reading. She is passionate and sincere about emotional security and financial security. This is very clear in this chart. Emotional security and financial security. And those two together are communicating in a way that's very clear, that's rational, and they have a constant line of communication happening. So she is able to draw the line from point A to point B and see very clearly how one connects the other, and why that if you want financial security, the inner world, the emotional security is just as important, because without that, your financial security can crumble. This is just what I'm reading energetically in the life map of Elizabeth Warren. And this isn't like a made-up birth date. This is on this website that is Astrology. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. It's their data bank. They have like all well-known people in their data bank. And I'm coming close to my deadline on my time here. What else can we talk about? What we can talk about is she's all about doing things in a structured way and doing things by the book, not rushing things. She's a straight shooter. She's a straight shooter. So, you know, Elizabeth, if you're out there, if you somehow come across this, if somebody from here shares this with you, and if you want me to do an extended reading for you, hit me up. Go down below. First, subscribe at my channel, like, maybe leave some great comments. Let me know, and I can dig. I can dive deep. I can dip or dig into your chart and read a little bit further for you. We can give you an extended reading because this is based on July 1st, which is today. And again, this is G, All Astrology. And please look forward to our further readings on presidential candidates. We are going to do this along with doing the personal readings that we've been doing. And Miss A will be back by then, and she can extend some of her knowledge into this because she's like a great historian. And anyway, we'll just have to really try to focus on being focused. Because when we get together, we talk about everything and anything. So again, this is G, All Astrology. If you found something of value, share this channel. Hit that arrow. Share it. Subscribe and like. Till then, we'll see you later.